Hi and welcome to today's video. My name is Rita and today, if you cannot tell by my haircut, my hairstyle, I'm going to be talking about season 6 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and giving you my September update for the Welcome to the Hellmouth Buffy the Vampire Slayer themed Project Pan. This Project Pan was started by Ceylan and it's a PANtastic Ladies collab. I'll have all the rules listed down below. The way I do my updates is I've been talking about one season of the show each month and then getting into it and talking about the makeup. So the start of this video will be focused on the show and then the second half will be talking about the makeup. I will leave timestamps down below so you can see and skip around if you're only interested in certain topics. First off, I wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I was surprised and delighted to wake up a couple of days ago to a notification from YouTube that I had 100 subscribers. I just really appreciate it. So thank you so much if you have subscribed. It just means the world to me. I started this channel because I wanted to chat about makeup and most people in my ordinary life are not that interested in it, so I've really enjoyed chatting to you guys and hearing your thoughts in comments and things like that, and of course watching other people's videos, having a look at other people's Instagrams that are focused on makeup. So thanks so much, I really appreciate it, and yeah, thank you. So we're going to get into talking about season 6 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Do you recognise it? It's like Buffy going to work on Xander's construction crew. She has her cute little hair and a black tank top and a hard hat. No high-vis vest though. I assume that that's a production mistake that the show made and that construction workers do wear high-vis vests in California even 20 years ago. Let me know because I cannot imagine a construction worker not wearing a high-vis vest here. That wouldn't happen. Now, we're coming up to the end of this project. The finale is next month, so just 1 month left. I have a few things that I have hit going on this month, and I am going to, at the end of this video, have reached every goal. All of the 30 goals, have rolled through all of them, so hopefully I'll hit as many of them as possible by next month's update for the finale. But let's get into it. So each month I've been giving some of my thoughts about the TV show because I absolutely love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Anyway, so I'm going to just give a few of my thoughts on season 6, hopefully for about 10 minutes. I will leave timestamps below of specifically how long it takes though, and then start talking about all of the makeup. So I actually filmed this yesterday and then my phone ran out of memory. Sorry, there's some background noise, not sure if you can hear that. My phone ran out of memory and just wouldn't cooperate. So I'm now doing this for the second time and I'm hoping I can get this section of talking about the show down to 10 minutes because it was a little bit longer than that yesterday. If you've watched Buffy, you'll know that season 6 is a bit of a downer, but it has some of the best episodes, including my favourite episode of the whole show, Once More with Feeling, which is the musical episode, and it is just a masterpiece. It is so much fun. The music is great. They let the actors who are into music take the lead with the songs. Like Sarah Michelle Gellar isn't madly into music. It's not a huge part of her background, but she does a great job. And then they give, you know, James Marsters as Spike, Anthony Stewart Head as Giles, Amber Benson as Tara. They give them the biggest numbers because they're into it, and you know, some of them are in bands and things like that. So it's just really good. The music is great and it's absolutely heart-wrenching. You know, there's some devastating stuff. That's when Buffy finally comes out and tells everybody that actually she was in heaven, not hell, when they brought her back from the dead. So phenomenal. I absolutely love it. I had the album when I was younger, and actually before I could afford to get the DVDs, in other words when the DVDs were like newer, or before, actually even before there were DVDs maybe, I had tapes. I bought the box set on tape of half of season 6. It wasn't even the whole of season 6 because 22 episodes, I think you would have needed like 6 tapes for that. So it was like a box set of 3 tapes and it was half of season 6, and it had 2 of my favourite episodes of this season, Tabula Rasa and Once More with Feeling. It probably actually had It would definitely have one of the other favourites, because one's from the start and one's from the end. So my other favourite episodes are Bargaining Part 1 and 2 to Go. So in terms of Bargaining Part 1, I love the spell of bringing Buffy back from the dead. I think that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I love seeing Sarah Michelle Gellar as the Buffybot. It's just really great comic relief when obviously things are really heavy and serious for most of the season. And then similarly with Tabula Rasa, it's, you know, it's just such good comedy. Them all forgetting who they are and thinking that they must be going out with the people they wake up beside and all kinds of things. And seeing Willow and Tara love each other even though things aren't going well for them. It's really sweet. And then ends in something totally devastating. You know, in Once More with Feeling, we see Tara and Giles sing about Tara having to break up with Willow and Giles wanting to leave, which I think is stupid. But anyway, wanting to leave. Sorry, there's a dog barking. Not sure if you can hear that. And it's absolutely heart-wrenching. But then in Tabula Rasa is when like that stuff actually happens. And then the Michelle Branch song at the end. It's just a very good melodrama. Very, very good. So absolute favourite. And then with 2 to Go, obviously Tara's death is very controversial, but I do love the Dark Willow story. I think that's very good. Personally, I think even if they wanted to kill Tara to make the Dark Willow story make sense and Willow to be forgivable, which I do think is essential because Willow's the best character in the show. I love her. I think they should have done it a different way. I think it should have been in an actual battle and not just a random stray bullet. And, you know, maybe Tara sacrificing herself to save Willow's life or to save Dawn's life or something like that. That just would have made more sense and been more honouring. It would have honoured the character more because we know Tara would do that. And they wanted to kill her. So I just think it would have meant more and been more kind to the audience who loved Tara so much. The minute, whenever I'm rewatching the show, the minute Willow and Tara get back together, I am on edge because I know what's coming. And then once Tara puts on the blue top and Willow puts on the white top, I am beside myself. And it is such a devastating death. I think it's really well acted. And, oh, your shirt with the blood spatter. It's just so heart-wrenching. And then seeing Willow just fall to pieces and all of the magic just pour out of her. And she doesn't need the spell that she used in Becoming Part 1. She doesn't need the Urn of Osiris. She can just call on Osiris and demand that Tara be brought back from the dead. But because it's not a supernatural death, it doesn't work. It's devastating. And and then I love having several episodes that are focused on Willow. I think it's really good. Personally, I think it would have been much better, much kinder to the audience to whom Willow and Tara meant so much for Tara to maybe be injured like she was when in the previous season by Glory, you know, some kind of devastating injury, maybe in a coma, something like that. And I am now worried the light is too bright. I'm going to adjust that. So, as I was saying, I think that they could have achieved something very similar by seriously injuring Tara as opposed to killing her. And I would forgive Willow for killing somebody because Tara was injured, but then perhaps she wouldn't want to destroy the world if Tara was still in it. Even if there was only a small chance she'd be okay or something like that. But I wish they'd done it differently. And I made the point when I talked about season 5 in my last update, they should have made Amber Benson part of the main cast from the episode family. Literally have your characters standing up and saying, she is part of our family. You want to get to her, you have to go through us. That means she's in the main cast. You can't tell us she's that important and not have her be in the main cast. It makes absolutely no sense. But Joss Whedon wanted to kill off a character in the episode where they became the main cast. And it was like a thank you to Amber Benson, the actor who plays Tara, from the show, to put her in the main credits in her final episode. And it's really insulting. It's insulting to the audience. It's insulting to the actors. And yeah, that really irritates me. So I love loads of things about loads of aspects of even that story, and I love the emotion and the performance. I think it's absolutely incredible, but I wish they'd done things differently, and I wish we still had Tara in future episodes. It's really heartbreaking. But then 2 to Go is a favourite episode, and like seeing Willow devastating everybody and just able to do so much damage. But then, you know, seeing Anya standing up and fighting, it's really good, and being very self-sacrificial. You know, she stays doing the anti-magic spell in the shop, puts herself in grave danger to try and protect people, and I think it's really interesting and good seeing kind of her journey as well. So I think that's a great episode, even though it follows on from devastating and bad decisions, in my opinion. In terms of some of my favourite quotes, one of them is definitely, you know, the scene at the very end where Willow is trying to end the world, and, you know, it's prophesized or whatever that the Slayer can't stop her, and she can't. It's Xander, an ordinary person with no powers, who is able to stop her. And he says, I love crayon breaky Willow, and I love scary veiny Willow. So if I'm going out, it's here. If you want to kill the world, well then start with me. I've earned that. And just, I love their friendship, all of the characters, but obviously Willow and Xander have known each other the longest. And it just, I think it's really beautiful and really powerful. So yeah, there's some pretty devastating things in this season. Sexual assault, coming back from the dead, severe depression, murder of main characters who we love. It's horrendous, but there are some really powerful moments and some beautiful and really fun moments. You know, like once more with feeling Tabula Rasa, you can have a couple of cries in there, but you'll laugh and you'll be smiling most of the time. So it's good fun as well. Good fun. So that done and dusted, let's get into the actual makeup. So I'm still working on several goals, but I have also achieved a few goals, so I'll sprinkle them in between. So the first is the Slayer, a product that slays, and for this I have Becca Champagne Pop. So it's a mini. I'm ridiculously close on this. I have 12 uses out of 13, and it's just like the highlighter I'm wearing today is a cool tone highlighter because I have a cool tone look. So that's the issue, is I'm not always going for a warm tone look, and even when I am, this is quite an extreme highlighter, so it's just not my everyday. So one more use on that for next month. I think I'll be able to achieve that. Next up is Magic Box, a magical themed item, and this I'm still struggling with. So this is from the Colourpop It's a Princess Thing palette, Disney palette, and the shade Fairy Godmother. It's just not a favourite. So I set a goal of 13 uses and I've only used it 8 times. It's nice, it's really nice. I don't want to wear it that often, and like it goes on quite smooth there, but sometimes there could be quite a bit of fallout when I'm putting it on my eyes, and I kind of feel like more confident about it staying put if I use a glitter glue, and then it just takes a little longer, and etc, etc. Also, it's kind of like, I think of it as a pink, but it's actually very peach. So that's, you know, the last time I used it was actually with a completely warm toned look to kind of neutralize it a little bit. So that's kind of helped realizing what color it really is, if you get me. But I'm not sure I'm going to hit 13 uses by next update. We shall see, and I will do my best. Next up, something more successful. Scooby Gang, an item that never lets you down. Oh yeah, I'm not wearing it today, and I actually don't have it with me. It is downstairs. Oh, actually, maybe it's... No, I think it's downstairs. So this is the Catrice More Than You Translucent Effect Nail Polish in 03 Dancing Queen. It's a glitter top coat. It's amazing. I love it. I've used it 13 times in this project. 2 of those times were recently. You can see this bump in my nail varnish. That's because I cannot get last week's nail varnish off. Stupidly, I'd like a yellow Essie nail varnish, and then I had this glitter top coat on top, and then I bought a new Catrice nail varnish, and I really wanted to try it. It's like a rose goldy kind of colour, and I put that on top, and then I put the glitter top coat on top of that to see what that looked like. So then I had 4 layers of colour, base coats, top coats on top and below those, and 2 layers of glitter on my nails. It was impossible to get off. Like, it took like days and days and days, and still I couldn't get it off my thumb. So don't do that. Other than that, it's an amazing nail varnish. Really, really recommend it because it's very good value and it's really, really lovely. And all of the More Than Nude nail varnishes I've tried have been really lovely. But O3 Dancing Queen, definitely, if you like a bit of sparkle, give it a go. Next up, in every generation there is a chosen one, a powerful item. So, oh, actually, I said I hadn't achieved this yet because I hadn't really yesterday. So it's this Catrice All Matte Plus Shine Control makeup. I really love it. I'm wearing it today. It looks like there's a decent amount left over here, but if you see, like, it's almost nothing, and I really cannot get it out. So since yesterday it's been like completely upside down to try, because previously it had been like at an angle like that, to try and get it to fall out, and it's just too thick for it to fall down. So this is finished. Actually, this is a goal I have hit, because I cannot get anything more out of this. And like even today I used it, I'm wearing it today, and I had to mix it with something else because I couldn't get enough out of it to cover my whole face. So that's another goal hit, actually. Next up is Sunnydale. Oh yeah, no, we've a string of goals I have not hit. Let me see where this palette has gone. Give me one sec. Okay, we've just had a minor disaster. I found the palette, but it got knocked over. Anyway, so Sunnydale, a yellow product. I have this eyeshadow single from Glam Shop, and it is the shade Dirty Yellow. It's absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. It is lovely. I have used it 3 times out of my goal of 4 uses, so I will have no problem using that by next month. Next up is Passion Rules Us All and We Obey, an item that exemplifies your passion for makeup. And again, I have another Glam Shop single. This is Sweet Hollow. Stunning, absolutely stunning, really special formula. Trying to not knock it out of its pan. It's very flaky and special. And I'll swatch it here for you. See how beautiful it is. So yeah, there. Oh, it's incredible. So I have used this twice. I had used it twice last update. I haven't used it this month. As you can see, it's really special. It's not an everyday shade. Actually, it would kind of go with the look I'm wearing today. So it's something that I would use over glitter glue, and, you know, I'm not going to wear it to work. It's lovely. No one in work would raise an eyebrow, but it's more of a special occasion product. So I will use it twice in the next month. Absolutely, I will go out of my way to do that. It's so beautiful and fun, and I'm very happy to do so, but I just didn't get the chance in the last month, which is fine. That's why I gave myself these achievable goals with these single shadows, because I had a lot of goals with my other eyeshadows in other projects, etc. Next up, in terms of goals, I have hit Glorificus. So this was something beautiful but evil. Pat McGrath Eye Ecstasy Sublime eyeshadow palette, and my goal was to use every shade once, which I did. This green, definitely a favourite, and then this gold as well. They're really nice, and I wore the green in a recent video. I'll link it above actually. So there you can see the green and the gold, really pretty. So yeah, very happy with those. I would say the other shades are nice, but I think those two are more special. So yeah, happy to have hit that goal, and I would say that has been my favourite type of goal to have in this project, because, you know, the goal with the Fairy Godmother shade in the Colourpop palette has been very difficult because I don't want to wear the same thing all the time. So just using every shade once is pushing me out of my comfort zone a little to get to know my collection a little bit better. Like, look at these. These are all different colours. That's loads of fun. But not putting too much pressure on me. Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun and I've really enjoyed it. So happy to have hit that goal. Next up is another single shadow. So we've just had a disaster with this. So the prompt is the potentials, an item you haven't tried yet but has potential to be amazing. So I had the Glam Shop Poland single in decorative, which actually I can swatch for you. It's a terrible swatch because there's so little left of it, but you can see it's amazing. But it just fell out of the pan and into the bin because I dropped this palette. So, oops. So, I am going to pick another single and do 2 uses with it, actually. Give me a minute and I will come back to you. Okay, I have found a replacement. So I think this is the shade Warm Hollow from Glam Shop, because on the back it's in Polish. It says Hollow na Ciplo. I don't, can I get that to focus on that? So if you speak Polish, let me know. I looked it up on Google Translate because it doesn't seem to be on their website anymore. There is a little dip in this. These shadows are just very textured and you're kind of going to get that disturbance straight away. But I think actually I've used this on my sister when I did her makeup once. I don't think I've ever used it on myself. So it qualifies for the potential to be great because look at it. Look at these swatches. Just, whoo, very special. So my goal is to use this twice in the next month, and I'm going to add it to that little palette that I have the singles I'm working on, which is also from Glam Shop. Fits 8 26mm pans and it has a little mirror. It's very nice. So RIP decorative. Oops. Don't drop things, especially fragile single shadows. But lesson learned, and we have a replacement, so that is okay. Next up, Hellmouth, an item in black packaging, or that is black colour. This is both. And I have the Superhero mascara from It Cosmetics. I'm wearing it today. I don't love it. I don't hate it either. It's grand. I don't think it's really worth the money. So, just my opinion. But working away on it, it's definitely getting drier. So I think I'm using it. Without a doubt, I'm using it. So that's going well. Next up, a goal I have hit is Spike, a product that redeemed itself. So I explained when I introduced this last month that it wasn't necessarily that it needed to redeem itself. This is a face duo from Glam Shop Poland from their Chocolate Cherry collection. It just was difficult to use this because of the split pan, and you know, my regular bronzer brush will cover both of them. So I used some smaller brushes and this worked very well. So the Flower Beauty blush brush fit perfectly. So it redeemed itself. It was usable in that specific way. So I only had to go to 5 uses on this and I have achieved that. One that I had a higher use goal on. Oh yeah. Becoming an item you love with all your heart, but you've realised needs to die. And it's this blush palette that was in the project earlier for the master as one of the... Sorry, my laptop that I'm reading the prompts off of is trying to fall over. This Elizabeth Arden palette was in earlier and I hit pan on this shade, so now I have a 13 use goal on this blush and I've used it 6 times out of the goal of 13, so I have a few more to go. It's a really neutral blush. It's absolutely perfect. It just goes with so much, you know. It's really easy to use it with any look, like subtle, neutral, and I've been using a lot of cream blush, so it layers really well over cream blush as well. So very happy with that, and 6 out of 13 uses. Next up is Vampire, a vampire or blood themed item. And I had a goal of 5 uses and I have used it 3 times. It is this shade here, which is called Bite, which is this red shimmer. Not the most impactful shimmer in the world. I've talked about this palette a bit. I might link a video where I talk about it. I love the colour story. The formula is grand. It's not amazing, but I really love the colour story. So I haven't really... I crushed my hand in the clasp there. I haven't really achieved my goal, which is to do full looks out of this palette, so I will definitely do that for the next 2 uses. For me to hit my goal on that shade bite, I will do my full look out of this palette. So I'll have more thoughts on the palette perhaps in the finale. And then finally, the Anointed One, a newer item in your collection. So I have this highlighter from Laura Geller, and it's just a very fun highlighter. So I only gave myself a goal of 5 uses, and I've used it 3 times, so I have 2 more uses to go. Sorry, there's a helicopter. I think there's maybe helicopter lessons going on nearby, because it's just like a lot of helicopters going in circles, like they don't seem to be going anywhere. I don't know, but that's my impression, is that it might be helicopter lessons. So there you can see it's a very pink highlighter, really beautiful. So I've used it 3 times, 2 more to go. Won't be a problem. I just need to remember, because the highlighter I'm wearing today is in another project and it's very cool toned. I need to remember certain days, like, oh yeah, you're doing a cool tone look, but go for the fun highlighter. And I only need to do that twice, and then I will have hit that goal, and that's grand. So we actually have 4 things rolling out, because yesterday when I started filming this video, I was like, oh, I can use a little bit more. I'll just put it completely upside down. And then that just like has barely worked. Like I can't get anything else out of this, even though there's clearly a bit of product gathered here. I just can't get it out. So we have 4 rollouts, but only 2 prompts left. But actually we're going to roll in 3 prompts, and I'll explain why in a minute. So the first roll, so I didn't have to do my app to pick which prompts it was, because there are only a couple left. So the first is Xander. My selection for this isn't great, but anyway, a product that has a funny, witty or sarcastic name. I scoured through my collection, and I don't know if my standards for humor are too high or what, but I just couldn't find anything funny at all. So I've decided the slightly punny names of these essence palettes that reference songs. So this is Dancing Green, like Dancing Queen by ABBA. We're good enough. So my aim, this is very minimal, it's only a 6 pan palette, but my aim is to crack the plastic off this palette and use it for the first time, and use every shade once. Very minimal, but I have a specific eyeshadow goal for this month, so actually it may not be until October that I get to this, and then I'll have, you know, the first 2 weeks of October until the finale to get that in. So I'm okay with a more minimal goal, and as I said, I've just been loving these, you know, pushing me out of my comfort zone, give everything a go goals on eyeshadow palettes for various projects this year. So maybe not the perfect pick for this prompt, but I couldn't think of anything else. What are other people doing for this prompt? What is funny? What names of our things are funny? The only thing I could find, like, references to sex, you know, Nars orgasm and stuff like that, and I was like, that's not funny though. I don't know. So yeah, do you know about funny makeup names or products? Next is Invisibility Ray, an item that makes something invisible, pores, dark circles, etc. So I was excited about this because a little while ago I thought, ooh, I would like to put that into a project and see could I get some good use out of it. Sorry about that. So for Invisibility Ray, I have picked the Essence Skin Loving Sensitive Mineral Powder. And this is a pressed powder. You may or may not be able to see. So over here got hard pan, and I've scraped it off, and it's like kind of getting hard pan again. So I think I'll need to scrape it again. Over here never got hard pan, and it's been worn down quite a bit. You can even kind of see the outline of a ring there. So my goal, and this might be a bit crazy for in the next month, my goal is to hit pan on this. We shall see. I have already panned a mini loose powder in this project for the Dawn prompt. Sorry, little plane going overhead. The key prompt, something that's key to your makeup routine. I use a lot of powder because I have very oily skin, so I definitely think I can hit pan on this. I think I can use this up entirely. Whether I can hit pan in 1 month, I'm not sure. Like, it's much, like, this is a deep dip. It's much thinner over there than it is over here, so I think obviously I will hit pan over here, and I think actually I need to, like, there's a little bit more hard pan here and I need to scrape that off, so that will help. So yeah, and now next door is building. Well, at least I have the construction hairdo. It works. So goal to hit pan, ambitious maybe, but I'm gonna do what I can. And then finally, I told you at the beginning of the project when I rolled the prompt Anya a rabbit themed item because she is afraid of rabbits, that I picked an eyeshadow palette, the colour story of which reminded me of the Colourpop Thumper palette, because I didn't actually have anything that really was rabbit themed. And I mentioned, and I did that, no pan left, or I used every shade once, and that was great, loved it. But I mentioned, actually, I was thinking of getting a palette that was rabbit themed, and since then I have gotten it. So this is the Catrice Miss Bunny palette, and it has 18 shades, loads of beautiful colours. Perhaps not the perfect for autumn, though I think some of these purples and some of these warm tones are great for autumn. Maybe the blue's a bit out there, but again, my aim is going to be to use every shade once, so I only have to use the blue once. Not a huge deal, totally doable, and I think Anya would be very unimpressed with this rabbit themed palette, so I think it fits perfectly, and I'm very happy to still have 12 prompts in for this final month, because let's just all forget about Riley. Nobody wants him there. And thankfully he's gone now. We don't need to worry about him anymore. So, those are all of the new prompts that I'm running in this month, and eek, we've only 1 month left. So the only one I'm really worried about is the Colourpop eyeshadow that I need to use. Is it 8 more? No, I need to use it 7 more times in the next month. I'm worried about that. Other than that, I've deliberately set achievable goals, and I'm not worried about this. I know it's a bit mad, but I have high hopes. Like, look at that dip. I can do it. Let's see. So I'm very hopeful for that. I just watched the start of Ruth's update for it this month, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody else's updates, and then I'm really looking forward to next month and the finale. It's funny because obviously September is when every new season of the show starts. Like, usually it's going back to school, or this one in season 6 it's Buffy being raised from the dead, and then in season 7 it's Dawn's first day of high school. September is when the show starts back, so it is a good time to start a rewatch if you were thinking of such things. And then of course October and getting in the Halloweeny spirit, it's the perfect show for that. So yeah, I'm excited for thinking about this show at this time of year. And I know I've mentioned several times, but the lovely podcast Buffering the Vampire Slayer, they are recording their final ever episodic podcast. They might do future episodes about different things, but their final episode, that is their rewatch that they've been doing for 7 years, this month, and it's just all a bit devastating. So it's all on my mind and thinking about it a lot. So thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear your thoughts on season 6 of Buffy down below. Your thoughts on any of the makeup items that I mentioned. Have you ever been able to hit pan on a pressed powder within 1 month? I'd like to know about it. I'd like encouragement on that front. Yeah, so comment down below if you have thoughts on any of those things, or your favourite song from Once More with Feeling. They're all great, but what's your favourite? Under Your Spell. I I've got a feeling it's loads of fun. Who doesn't love an ensemble number, you know? And then I think the finale, you know, where do we go from here, is very moving. And then the kiss, oh, the kiss, love it. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on any and all of that down below. Thank you so much for watching. So much fun. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And I know, I think my eyeshadow palette collection and declutter video, like, several people watched that, and my Disneyland vlog, several people watched that. I will be editing my second Disney vlog because it was a 4-day trip and I put 2 days in each vlog, but I won't be doing that for a couple of weeks because I'm just quite busy at the minute, and it is a bit of a mission. It literally took months to do the first one because I was still learning my way around my editing software. So that will be coming probably next month, but keep an eye out if that was perhaps the first video that brought you to my channel. There will be a follow-up, don't worry. So thank you so much for watching, really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great day. Bye! Grr. Arg.